What's a model brats? It's Special God here. So this time we're gonna do a what if called what if Gohan changed Raditz in the Saiyan saga. So without any further ado, let's get watching. So this the series starts right after Raditz picks up Gohan or kidnaps Gohan. He flies with Gohan to spaceport, and meanwhile the gang Piccolo makes his appearance and says that Goku and he team up to fight Raditz, and all that happens. And then now Raditz reaches the spaceport, and in the middle when he was flying, he had noticed that Gohan stopped crying. He thought it was weird because he was crying when he was kidnapped and all. Then he didn't really care much about it, and when he landed, he saw Gohan staring at him with an curiosity look. Raditz asked, what up? What do you want? Gohan said, so you are my uncle, huh? Raditz instantly rejected what Gohan said, saying, I am not your uncle. Gohan pressurized, saying, I don't care if you admit or not, you are my uncle because you're my dad's brother. Raditz says, so what do you want with me? I want to talk to you, uncle nephew thing. Fine, I really don't have. I want to, time. I want to spend time, so why not? Then he tells Vegeta and Nappa, who are in this counter, that he is gonna do this uncle nephew talk or some whatever shit Gohan's talking about, and he'll call them soon enough. Nappa laughs and Vegeta scoffs at it, but without any further ado, he clicks the microphone button, which offs the microphone. And they can't hear what he's saying, he can't hear what they are saying. So they began talking about Gohan's past, Raditz's past, and Raditz feels Gohan's key. He notices Gohan's power, 710. This intrigues him, and Raditz asks that if he's a fighter or not. Then Gohan says that he's not, and his dad is only, and he wants to become, fine to blah. He wants to become a scholar or something. And then Raditz scoffs at the idea of becoming a scholar and says that your potential is limitless and you can become way more than this scholar thing. Gohan thinks, no, I want to become a scholar. Then they talk about more things, and this changes Rad's perspective of world. He only thought of his perspective and Vegeta's perspective. Yeah, and they all talk. Then Gohan brings up the point that why he wanted his dad to come with him. Raditz says to kill Frieza. Gohan asks why. Raditz says that Frieza was, not treating us nicely, so we want to kill him. Then Gohan picks up the point. Did he really treat you? He said you in a high-pitched voice. Badly. Raditz thinks, and then he feels he was treated the same way he was treated all long ago, and he didn't have any objection until the prince Vegeta pointed it out and wanted revenge because he was a fucking upper class. I'm sorry for abusing. He was upper class, and Raditz was lower class, so he had, he knew the treatment he would get if he was lower class, but because Vegeta has a same pride of being a prince of Saiyans, he didn't allow it. Then Raditz says, well, not technically me, but my comrades. Then Gohan asks one thing, why do you follow them? Well, we Saiyans tend to stick with each other. Raditz says, do they respect you? Gohan says, Raditz thinks and says, no, they don't, because I'm considered a weakling and a runt. to their level. Then Gohan says, well, here you're considered the strongest, so why not live with us and you know, betray them or something? Gohan doesn't know what he's saying, but he's just saying what he has in mind. Raditz says if he does that, then the people, his his teammates, or what Gohan says, ex-teammates, will come and try to hunt him. And if he try to hunt him, the Earth will be destroyed as well. Gohan thinks and says, "Well, you can train my daddy. You both can spar and get stronger." Or what my daddy says, you know. Raditz thinks. He says, well, since I kidnapped you, he wouldn't even let me live. Then Gohan, without any thinking, says, no, he won't. He likes to give people second chances. Raditz thinks for a minute and asks, will he give me? Yeah. And then at the same time, Goku lands and starts to search for his son, and then he meets he sees something. Gohan is sitting down, not crying, and Raditz is there talking with him. He shouts Gohan's name, and both Raditz and Gohan turn towards each other, and Gohan runs to his papa, but Raditz doesn't stop him. This catches the eyes of Piccolo. I mean, that guy's an Namekian, so why not? Then Gohan says that about what he has been doing since it didn't come, and this intrigues Goku. That thing and all. Then Goku sees Raditz, seeing him with a different perspective, not an enemy type. Goku's not seeing Raditz as an enemy, but as a brother. Raditz catches wind of this, and he doesn't scoff. He sees the same way that Goku sees him, as a brother, but not for his own purpose. He just wants to have one of his family with him, because he's been lonely his whole life, and Prince Vegeta and Nappa weren't kind to him in any way. So that's it. Then Goku lends out his hand saying, coming or not? Raditz smiles and takes his hand, and they both fly. Then when in between of flying, Piccolo goes to separate, but then Raditz calls him a Namekian, which intrigues Piccolo, saying, Namekian, what's that? Then Raditz says, you don't know your species? My what? Then he says that I'm the Demon King. Piccolo says, you're not the Demon King, you're from a Namekian race. Kami over here it too, and Kami's intrigued as well, because he didn't remember his he's the grandson of Katriya or something, or I don't know what's his name is, but let's say its name is Kataria or something. So then before Piccolo wants to leave, not hearing this nonsense that he's not a Demon King, but then Raditz says that then before they go, Raditz turns off this mic and says that if they come and try to hunt me, I'll kill them, and breaks the scouter, which angers Nappa and Vegeta, and saying that they'll go in 1 year and kill the people in the earth, and even hunt down Raditz and his family to death. And Raditz tells the same thing what Vegeta told to Nappa about they being in 1 year and they have to train intensely. And Goku is excited to see people who are even stronger than Raditz, but Raditz quickly picks up on Goku being excited and says that it's life or death. They can't do anything. But then Goku says about the Dragon Balls, which intrigues Raditz, but he doesn't care. He found his brother, his new nephew or some sort, and he wants to live his life happy. So Goku and Raditz, and as well as Piccolo, all three go to the Kame house, and then There's the residents of Kame House, Bulma, Master Roshi, Oolong, and Krillin are scared that Raditz came back. But then Raditz bows down and apologizes to Krillin for slapping him with the tail. And then he says about 1 year time, 1 year Vegeta and Nappa will come, that all shenanigans. And then Goku, Gohan, and Raditz go to Goku's house, but Piccolo goes somewhere else because he can't process this whole Namekian thing. Yeah, he doesn't want to go to Goku's house as well. He would die rather than do that. Then Raditz goes to Chi-Chi's house, and Chi-Chi's shocked that some guy unknowingly came to Earth, and he is Goku's brother, and Goku is not a human. He's a Saiyan, that which means Gohan is a Saiyan. She married to Gohan is an half alien, which means she married to an alien. Chi-Chi's mind is flowing with words. But then Raditz asks about Gohan's future. Chi-Chi says he's gonna be a philanthropist. Yeah, the philanthropist word. But then Raditz says that philanthropist or something means nothing to Gohan. His potential is limitless. If you can train him correctly, he can become the world's protector. Chi-Chi immediately rejects this and says that Goku is the protector and is very strong. Raditz laughs and says, "This guy, Kakarot, he is weaker than me, and the people who are coming in 1 year are even stronger than me. I am considered a weakling to them." You think that Goku is gonna this Kakarot is gonna protect you, and Chi-Chi asks what Kakarot is. Raditz says that it is a Saiyan name, and then Chi-Chi is like, "Saiyan name? To hell with that! I'm calling him Goku." Then Raditz says, "Yeah, I don't care about that. I'll call him Kakarot because he's my brother, and I'll call him by his original name." So then Chi-Chi and Raditz argue back and forth between Gohan's future, but then Goku steps in and says that he has also seen Gohan's potential, which is higher than what Goku is. This, and he says that because of Chi-Chi, he didn't want to tell, because Chi-Chi would get mad at him and shout at him without even hearing what he has to say. Chi-Chi feels guilt because of her selfishness, Gohan's potential for fighting goes to waste. And one more thing, Raditz even during Raditz and Gohan's talk in near this same part, Raditz says about fighting and protecting the world or something. Gohan thinks about it, and now Gohan steps up and says that he wants to battle as well because he wants to stay by his father's and uncle's side. Chi-Chi smiles and says, "Sure, fight, no problem, but I will come too." Yeah, then but then Raditz says that you can't because you can't take the training that Saiyans do. Then Chi-Chi says that guy's a kid. Then Goku interrupts and says that he is going to teach him basic martial arts and how to control ki and something for now. And because of Raditz knows more about Saiyans, which means Gohan can increase greatly without the humans and Kami. Yeah, Chi-Chi thinks about it and says, "Well, 1 year we'll see." And yeah, Goku, Gohan, and Raditz both all three take off. I mean, go has and take off, and then